Hi everybody, this is Tammy Neff here with Tammy Loves. I have a little store in New Concord, Ohio, and we sell clothing and gifts and paint. We sell country chic, chalk-based paint products. And I was at our studio in Zanesville, Ohio, messing around a little bit today, trying to get ahead. I don't know which, you probably can't see everything, but I'm not sure if it's Easter, winter, or Valentine's Day. I have a little bit of everything going on, but I wanted to take a quick minute. I've been reading up about using glaze as stain, and I played with one of these boxes that I have. It's just made out of unfinished wood. Probably a pine. That's terrible. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it is. But we use these little boxes all the time, and we usually cover them with fabric. We use them as props in the window or whatever. Uh-oh, there's my dog barking. She had a hair appointment around the corner. I was afraid it's dinner time. I was afraid she would do that. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I took this box and made it look like an old cheese box. I'm trying to see if you can tell. There you go. I put some lettering on it, and actually I only used a latex glaze to achieve this look. So it's kind of a yucky can, and it's almost empty. But this glaze is a country chic product that's called graphite. So it's it's a very black color, but it's transparent at the same time. Let me just show you. It's not like paint. So all you do is paint it on. And so let me get it thinned out here. I just want to show you really quickly how I did it. Let's see if you can see. It's just so interesting, and I know a lot of you guys paint furniture and follow us for some tips and things, and I really like the idea of not having to mess with oil-based glazes and the smell and the stickiness and the mineral spirits to clean it up and all that stuff. So anyway, the bottom is what it looked like originally, and then you just wipe it off just like you would a stain. And look at that. Look at the grain of that wood. It just comes right out, you guys. It looks like an old piece of wood, and it isn't. So anyway, well, the dog's quiet, so maybe I'll do just another. It's her dinner time. So, okay, let me just do another here real quick. I'm here by myself. Well, I'm here by myself with my dog. And so I'm not sure what all you're seeing. I don't have a cameraman today. So I'm just slapping this on. I mean, literally, I am just slapping this on. This is graphite glaze from Country Chic from our store called Tammy Loves in New Concord, Ohio. Okay, put it on, wipe it off. Oh, girls, is this not amazing or what? Okay, so then I'll do the ends. This is quite a tip. An exciting tip for me. These glazes come in all sorts of colors. I think they come in, I should have looked to know this, but at least 4 colors. One's a little more brown than this, and then the other is a clear. And you can put, like, let's say you painted your box pink and you want to whitewash it. So you would use white paint and stir it in with your glaze to tint your glaze white. Or the other way around, if you painted your box white and you wanted a pink wash, you would just do that. So anyway, whenever you're wiping and brushing, you always want to go with the grain of the wood, just like you would with a stain. Okay, you don't want your brush marks. I'll just show you. You don't want your brush marks going that way. It just looks like a checkerboard. It just doesn't look right. So always look at your graining and see which direction it's laying, and that's the way you want to lay the bristles of your brush. Okay, let me see here. Well, I might as well finish her up now. I'll do the bottom, just in case we decide to turn it upside down. Oops, I just splattered it. Try and hurry. I've had such a fun day creating here. I just wish the days were longer sometimes so we can get more done. Okay, and then you just wipe it off. This is all just latex, which means the only thing latex means is that you can clean it up with water. Okay. All right, then I have just the little top edges here, which you can't see. I'm just gonna do it real fast. You guys just trust me. I'll do it fast, 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 fast. I splattered it all over me. Okay. And I'm gonna wipe that back too, just like I did the other. I'll paint the inside of the box later. I'm gonna wipe off the edges of that. Now, I can just leave it plain like this. It's gonna take a little minute to dry, so I'll prop it up on some cans, like I did this one. And then all I did was stencil over it with a, like a Paris type stencil, and I'll do that later as well because I'd like it to dry. But then I took the stencil brush and just rubbed around the edges. I'll tell you what, let me just try. Do I have anybody watching? I have 4 people. Hi, Shelly. Hello. Thank you, honey. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I have a number 5 on this big stencil. So I'm just gonna lay it down. Now this board's a little damp, so it may not take it like it should, but it's fine. I'm not, oops, I just dipped it into the glaze. Huh. I don't want it to be perfect. Glaze isn't gonna work because it is transparent, and I want this to be more solid. So I dip my brush into the paint. I get rid of it so that it's fairly on the dry side, and then I just tap, tap, tap. Okay. I tap, tap, tap. I don't want to swirl it because I don't want to risk the chance of it going underneath the stencil, so I'm just tapping it very dry. And my stencil's moving because I didn't take a minute to tape it, darn it. Okay, it won't matter. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, keeping in mind that my box is wet still, get rid of a little bit more. I want to age the edges a little bit. So I'm just going to take the same stencil brush and just kind of add a little bit and break up that stencil. See how it's softening out a little bit? Like it's been there forever and got stamped on an assembly line or something. Like that. See? So there's the new side. And I could just age the edges. I think you guys can see this. I can just age the edges with this brush. It's very dry stencil brush. The grain on this one seems a little bit stronger, so I'm going to soften it out and wipe it back a little bit. I didn't have to do it on the other side. It wasn't quite as grainy looking, but there you go. I don't even have to put any, I don't have to put a number or anything like that on the side. You can just make it look old like that. So cool. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to show you real quickly how you can take a glaze product, which is just, if my hands weren't so dirty, I would show you guys how transparent. I'll show you on this stencil. I'm gonna dip into it, and like paint, you can see the paint. It's dense, you can't see through it. And with this, you can see right through that. See the difference? So glaze is something that it also seals your pieces, but it's a good way to get a wash on if you don't want to use a dry brush, which is a little stronger when it goes on. So a glaze is just a softer way to get a wash on it. So you would want to glaze before you wax. Wax would be a sealer, and it would leave the piece to be a little bit shinier and not as dry and thirsty. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. So thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye.